Hey guys, it's Jason the X for SCNS Live, powered by Cinelinks.com, and this is our review of Fallout 4. And I say "R" because I like Fallout, but I'm not a huge Fallout expert. But you know who is? My lovely wife, Becky the Y. I'm going to call you that. Is it okay?
No.
Okay, my lovely wife, Becky, who is a huge Fallout fan, is going to join me and kind of help break this game down. So Bethesda sent us this copy. Luckily, Jordan got it over to us.
Yeah, well, no, he didn't. We went and
Well, we were willing to go get it because it's Fallout 4, pretty much.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bethesda, for sending this over. But, I mean, we've been playing it for about a week. You've been playing it a lot more than I have.
Right, yeah.
Overall, is it a great update from Fallout 3, or are we just going to forget about New Vegas and just go right to
Well, since I never played New Vegas because
Not
it
properly.
wouldn't work, I'm not going to talk about New Vegas since I can't, really.
But considering Fallout 3 was pretty great. It was.
Yeah.
But this is a pretty good successor to it. What do you say?
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely got the, what is it they call it, the next gen graphics.
Look and feel to it, because, well, it does get quite a good graphics upgrade. You gotta wake up and get you some coffee. Anyway, graphics-wise, from the previous Fallout, I mean, what do you think? It's a beautiful game.
It's very detailed. It's on the same level as the other one. Not quite on the same level. Of course, it's much more detailed.
I don't know. Like, you look at like every shelf when you're like looking around for stuff, and all the salvage that you're trying to get. It's all those little details in there that really kind of bring it out. Even like looking at a building, I was like looking at all the brick patterns in there. I was like, this is very well done.
Yeah, and the junk on the ground and the leaves that you can see
and the background stuff is very interactive. Of course, everything moving as you walk along. And
right. And when the wind blows, the tree branches actually move. And then, of course, there's rain in this one.
There's a lot of rain in this one.
There was rain.
It's a little buggy sometimes, but
yeah, I mean, there's actual rain. In all the other Fallouts, I don't think there was ever rain. I'm trying to think back to the first one. I don't think there was rain in that one either. But yeah, it's got rain. It rains quite a bit, actually.
Voice work is so expansive.
Yeah, the voice is great. I mean, it's great how the lips and things really move in time with what the character's saying.
They use a lot of motion capture for this one, but just a lot of dialogue in general was recorded.
And the way the characters, their eyes and their facial expressions and how their faces move, it more mimics how a human would actually talk to another human, where they're not like, staring at them in the eye.
And my face never moves or shows any sort of emotion whatsoever.
Nothing. I don't move my head at all. But now their heads move and their eyes kind of go down and then back up, like, how you would actually talk to somebody in a normal conversation, where you would kind of look away and then look back. So
one benefit of the next-gen system probably helped carry that along. But
yeah.
All right, control-wise. I find the controls can be a little screwy at times.
Right. Well, I mean, it's still the same as any other Fallout. It's not like Assassin's Creed or anything like that. It's not like you can jump on a building and climb up it or anything like that.
You're very unagile.
Right. You're pretty much stuck to running across the ground. If there's something low to the ground that you can jump over, then you can jump over it.
But stuff gets in your way.
Yes, stuff gets in your way.
If there's a branch and you don't jump over it, you're stuck.
Yeah, you're not like Ezio in Assassin's Creed where you can just jump over that crap. No. If it's not low enough to where you can jump over it or you can scale it just by running up it, then you're pretty much SOL.
Well, that could be the bane of your existence sometimes.
It can be, but it was the same thing in the other games. So it's pretty much, that has not really changed. So that would be something that I would suggest to Bethesda if they wanted to really up their game with this, is to make your character more like, what you could do in Assassin's Creed, where you can jump.
I don't agree.
Where you can climb over stuff.
If it's in your way, it's in your way. You just got to deal with it. Okay.
No, it's not, because there's stuff that's low that you could get over.
You could easily step over, and you just kind of.
Yeah, and you're like sitting there jumping, and you're like, why can't I get over this, or why can't I vault over this? Like how you put your hands on something and then you swing your legs over it.
I would just settle for one big step over something. But anyway. Okay, well, the big thing that they have added, I think Fallout Shelter was helping train us for this, is the crafting and building settlements and buildings and all this stuff.
Oh my God, you can spend a lot of time doing this.
This is almost Sims worthy.
Yeah, I did spend a lot of time doing this, and this can eat up a huge amount of time in the game because it'll start off where you've got your one settlement. You have, excuse me. You basically start over at Sanctuary Hills is where your house was. The basic premise is you have your house and your family and stuff like that, where you start off at the beginning of the game, and then it goes to where you have your big boom and you have to go to the vault, and then you come back out and you go back to Sanctuary Hills because of course the vault's right by your house. And then when you get out of the vault, you're looking around, of course your neighborhood is bombed out and depleted at that point. So all the houses are looking a little less than ideal. But the crafting can take up a huge amount of your time. The problem is that it's really kind of buggy. It's hard to get things to work right, especially in Sanctuary Hills, which is your first settlement. It's kind of like your trial run.
Now, the one thing I do like, as far as I did explore, was the weapon crafting and armor crafting, because with all the Fallout games, it seems once you get a better weapon, you kind of throw whatever it was that you were previously using to the side, or it's no longer viable, so you just break it down or get rid of it and you never touch it again. But things like even the 10 millimeter pistols can be upgraded where they're still pretty good damage dealers and get auto fire and all this other great stuff. So I like that. And
it is nice that you can make old new again. It is a good thing.
Kind of looking for these materials is a pain in the butt, though.
Yeah, collecting enough stuff to make this stuff is, and they tell you that in the little blurbs on the loading screens.
Pick up everything.
Yeah, pick up everything. And really, for real, it's the truth. So I definitely would not give your character less than a 5 in strength because you're gonna need that carrying capacity.
Which brings up the next point: is you're not a big fan of the new perk system, are you?
Well, I'm not totally sold on it yet. I do like it better than the old one. It's it gets rid of redundancies, which I loved, but I hated in the old versions of the games. But I'm just used to it, so I guess that's why I'm not really liking the new one very much. But it's not bad. It's just that it gets rid of the redundancies. So basically with the new perk system, it looks just like the chart poster that they include with the game.
What makes you special?
Yeah, what makes you special. So you start off at the top with your special attributes, strength, perception, endurance, intelligence, agility, and luck. And then drop down below those, you've got your different perks basically underneath that. And the way they have it set up is it kind of looks like a Donkey Kong type thing where it's got, the platforms.
Which is a minigame that you can find in there.
Yeah, the Red Menace is basically a ripoff of Donkey Kong.
Or makes it better.
However you want to look at it. But anyway, the perks now, it's just basically they have different ranks. So you've got your different perks there. I think they renamed some of them, but most of them are basically the same from the other games. And then you've got ranks, and it puts little stars in there whenever you pick one. Of course, you still got your basic stuff like lockpick, science, medic. What else is there? I mean, it's the usual junk. I don't think that they have one specifically for speech anymore. I'd have to look at it a little bit closer, but you still got stuff like lead belly, gunslinger. They have one now, I think, called Party Girl or Party Guy, which is something to do with chems. I never really used chems very much on my character, but if you did, then I think there's something in there about Party Girl, Party Guy, where you're more resistant to chems, which they had something similar in the other games. What else with the perks? So, I mean, it eliminates a lot of the redundancies. You don't have to do, what was it before? It was a perk, and then you got to assign skill points into your different skills, which was speech and lockpick and sneak and blah, blah, blah. Well, you don't have that anymore. So it's just you choose your perk, you put a perk point or a skill point in there, and that's it.
Okay, companions. I'm going to say right now that some of the companions have been shot by me a couple times because they just tend to run out from nowhere.
Yeah, some of the companions are better than others. And I haven't played with that many. I mean, of course, there's dog meat. You get him when you find him at the gas station.
He's easy to recognize. He's a dog. You don't shoot the dog. all the time.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's some dogs you shoot in this game, just like in
You just
any
shoot
other
dog meat
games.
less. But
Anyway, of course, there's dog meat, and he's a good dog. Ooh, excuse me. He's a good dog. You find him right off the bat, pretty much, kind of like the
you
power
do get
armor
him
and
rather
stuff.
quickly.
Yeah, well, I mean, you did in the other game too, sort of.
You
had to
gotta
go to
go
a certain,
directly there and get him, but
right. You had to go to a certain area, but dog meat is right on your way to Concord, which is I think one of the first missions that you get in the game. So you find him almost.
well, he's right
immediately.
outside the sanctuary. So
Yeah, he's right outside of Sanctuary Hills. So he's at the Red Rocket Station, which I think is
It's
a
literally-
coolant. Yeah, it was a coolant station for the nuclear cars. But anyway, you find him right away, and then there's other companions that you can get along the way. You can, of course, take Codsworth. He's an option for you. He's Mr. Handy, and he was your Mr. Handy 200 years ago when you were, in your other life.
and he's still going like an Energizer bunny.
Yeah, he's still there at Sanctuary Hills, still taking care of the bushes.
Not
And
very
then
well,
there's Preston. Preston, I can't remember his last name, but he's a Minuteman.
We kind of talked. We saw him at the beginning here.
Yeah, and you find him almost right away too. And then later on, he offers to go along with you. Then there's other people you can find. There's a super mutant named Strong that you can find, and he's kind of not. He's not Fox. I'll say that.
You
Fox,
keep comparing him to Fox. It's like
Fox was a savant compared to Strong.
well, then you got Piper, who just seems like. See, I hate when you go down an elevator, you walk down a hallway, and your companion runs out from down the hallway, yet they were not on the elevator with you. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
that
shot
whole-
Piper a few times because she came running out. I see somebody with a trench coat and a gun come running out, so they get capped.
Yeah, I don't shoot Piper. I see Piper and I'm like, oh, okay, that's her. I'm not going to shoot her. Because there's nobody running at me who's got a trench coat on that I would have to shoot.
You don't know
The
that?
Raiders generally don't wear trench coats.
You
they
might be
wear
a new
some
enemy.
crazy
Like
mess.
these gunners that we keep
Pretty
running into.
makes.
Okay.
Okay, well, I haven't run into the gunners yet.
I
But
think one of the reasons I do it is because, and it's my final point, really, the music in Fallout.
yeah, the music's good. There's moments when you enter a combat sequence, and I guess the programming has it to where when you encounter an enemy, it kind of increases the volume of the music and kind of makes it this dramatic battle scene music. But
Kind of bothers me a little bit. It kind of raises my stress level a little bit.
well, it's supposed to be dramatic, and I get that, but sometimes it's so loud it drowns out. Sometimes your companion will say stuff to you, and I'm like, "What, dude? What did you say?"
I like it on certain
Whatever. I
moments.
can't hear him anyway.
I like it on certain moments when you're really not doing anything, but you expect something to happen. They usually pick the most suspenseful music they can find for that.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So
it
it
is
will creep
good.
you out. It is
It is
yeah.
good.
Just,
I like that they built that in. I don't know how they. I don't know about all that stuff, but anyway, they seem to have programmed that in pretty well to where if you're doing something that's kind of gonna creep you out, they'll play the creepy music. If you're entering a battle sequence, it'll play the dramatic music. But it's just that the dramatic music, it just kind of gets a little bit too loud, and there's really not much you can do about that. But anyway, sometimes it drowns out the what's going on around you, which is not really cool. Also, there's something weird that happens with the battle sequences too. There's something weird that happens
Are we
with
talking about the graphics thing?
the graphics glitch.
Now you spoke about a couple of glitches in the game, but I found this one on some of the footage we shot, and geez, what is with that green wire mapping just popping out like that?
I don't know what's up with that. It may not happen with everybody's. I'm gonna assume that it's not gonna happen with everybody's Xbox, but we're playing this on the Xbox One, so it may not happen on the PC and it may not happen on the PS4, right? I think it also has it on that.
So right now, I'm already calling this game is probably going to be one of the game of the year right here.
I would think so. It's very interesting. If nothing else, you could spend. I think I spent about 4 hours one time.
Just
Total, just crafting and moving stuff around and making beds and furniture and and stuff like that, and building generators and trying to figure out the bloody wiring system. God, I'm just not an electrical engineer at all, and I just can't figure this crap out. But maybe it's just
the
because
downside of us playing a game first before we can go online and see how
puny,
does this work.
I know my puny little female mind can't figure out the wiring to turn on the lights, man. I can't figure it out.
So, okay. Rating on a scale of 5 stars, what would you give it? What
Probably like a 4.7 at least.
4.7. Wow.
I'm just going to take off a little bit for the weird bug stuff, the music that drowns out everything else, and the difficulties I've had with crafting. But then again, whenever you try stuff out the first time all by yourself, you're going to have some problems with it.
I'm going to go ahead and give it I'll go ahead and say just 4.5 just because it is great. There are a couple of bugs in it. There are some things I don't like. I mean, just some of the combat bothers me a little bit, but otherwise it's really a good game. I really can't say enough good things about it. It's kind of, I'm trying not to be too nitpicky in the things that I say are wrong with it, but it's honestly a good game, and I will say it's probably a contender for Game of the Year.
Yeah, I don't know what all goes into the selection of Game of the Year, and honestly, I haven't played that many games. I'll just be honest here. I just pretty much play what I like. I don't play everything because I don't have to. I'm not paid to do this. But I don't have much to compare it to except for the older games. And
well, that's the only measuring stick I'm putting it by is the other ones.
And so, yeah, I'd say compared to the older games, it's definitely upped its game.
So if you listen to this review, then you need to go out at midnight and just go ahead and pick up a copy of Fallout 4. It's great.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth your money.
Yeah. But
Anyway, guys, get Fallout 4. I'm Jason X. Y'all keep on gaming. Later.